Jay Gurudev, so how do you see the synergy of Vedic wisdom and modern entrepreneurial lessons shaping the future of leadership? The fusion of Vedic wisdom through practices like mantra chanting, Upanayana, and Homas with Silicon Valley lessons like adaptability and ethical leadership creates balanced visionary leaders. These leaders not only innovate but do so with integrity, humility, and impact consciousness. As startups evolve in complexity, integrating these timeless spiritual tools offers resilience, creativity, and a higher purpose. This holistic approach promises leadership that serves humanity and nurtures sustainable progress. How can the principle of fail fast and learn faster from Silicon Valley be enhanced through Art of Living's mindfulness and meditation techniques? Fail fast and learn faster embodies resilience, but emotional turbulence often follows failure. Meditation and mindfulness taught by Gurudev stabilizes the mind, reducing reactive emotions like frustration or fear. This clarity allows founders to objectively analyze failures, extract lessons, and swiftly adapt. For instance, Richard often falls into despair. Mindfulness could help him maintain equanimity, accelerating learning without mental exhaustion. Silicon Valley shows intense competition and sometimes unethical behavior. How do Vedic ethics and rituals like Guru Puja foster integrity in such environments? The startup world's competitive nature can trigger ego and compromise ethics. Vedic traditions emphasize dharma or righteous conduct reinforced through rituals like Guru Puja, which humble the ego and deepen the moral commitment. This spiritual discipline encourages founders to choose ethical paths even when shortcuts tempt them. Integrity ultimately builds lasting trust with customers and investors, a critical factor for sustainable success. How does the practice of chanting Gayatri Mantra influence creative problem solving for tech entrepreneurs? Gayatri Mantra is a powerful invocation for intellectual illumination. Repeated chanting activates the brain's higher centers, enhancing focus and creativity. Startups constantly require novel solutions like Pied Piper's compression algorithm breakthroughs. The mantra purifies the mental clutter and opens access to intuitive insights, allowing entrepreneurs to approach problems with fresh perspectives and inspire clarity. Silicon Valley often depicts a gap between visionary ideas and execution. How can the balance between inspiration and disciplined action be supported by spiritual sadhanas like Sandhya Vandanam? Visionary leaders and ideas need the grounding force of disciplined action. Sandhya Vandanam, a daily ritual, instills punctuality, discipline, and mental focus. It reminds practitioners of their higher goals and duties, anchoring inspiration into structured effort. Founders are practicing it develop steadiness, enabling them to convert visionary ideas into tangible, well executed products, bridging the gap between dreams and reality. The show highlights the importance of adaptability. How does the spiritual practice of Trikal Sandhya cultivate adaptability in leaders? Trikal Sandhyas as a tri-daily alignment with cosmic time sharpens awareness of change cycles. This cultivates mental flexibility, teaching leaders to flow with evolving circumstances rather than resist. In volatile startup environments, adaptability is key. Founders who engage in Trikal Sandhya gain intuition to sense their shifts early and adjust strategies effectively, fostering sustained relevance and growth. How do rituals like Agni Karam and Homas create a supportive, energetic environment for innovation? Agni Karam and Homas are fire rituals that purify the atmosphere, removing negativity and enhancing collective energy. Startups thrive in positive environments. These rituals can cleanse stress, jealousy, and competitive tensions, replacing them with harmony and enthusiasm. Such energetically pure spaces stimulate creative thinking and collaboration, crucial for breakthrough innovations. How can the leadership challenges faced by Silicon Valley characters be mitigated through the emotional balance developed in Sudarshan Kriya? Leadership challenges often trigger stress and emotional reactivity. Sudarshan Kriya regulates breath and energy flow, calming the nervous system and balancing emotions. For example, Richard's frequent anxiety could be alleviated by this practice, allowing him to lead with a calm confidence. This balance improves the interpersonal relations, decision making, and overall leadership presence. How do the spiritual practices support the demanding schedules and high stakes pressures in startup culture? Startup life is intense, leading to burnout. Practices like meditation, Shakti Kriya Yoga, and Padma Sadhana recharge mental and physical energy. They foster resilience, reduce fatigue, and improve sleep and focus. Leaders who maintain these practices sustain long term performance and inspire their teams by modeling balanced, healthy leadership. In what way does Guru Puja encourage founders to transcend ego, which often sabotages startup success? Ego blinds leaders to advice and collaboration. Guru Puja fosters humility and surrender to higher wisdom, helping founders transcend ego's limitations. This openness allows them to learn, delegate, and evolve. The ritual instills gratitude and respect, qualities essential to harmonious leadership and sustainable success. How do Upanayana and related rites symbolize commitment to continuous learning and responsibility in entrepreneurship? Upanayana marks entry into discipline, study, and responsibility. Founders can view it as a symbolic initiation into leadership's lifelong learning path. It reinforces that leadership is not static path but an evolving journey of growth, self discipline, and service. This mindset helps founders remain teachable and accountable. How does the practice of mantra chanting, especially during stressful product launches like those in Silicon Valley, help maintain team harmony? Mantra chanting generates a collective calm and focus during intense launches or pitch meetings. Stress can fragment team unity, as seen with the Pied Piper's frequent internal conflicts. Chanting creates a shared rhythm that synchronizes minds and hearts, reducing tension and promoting collaboration. This energetic coherence improves the communication and problem solving, making teams more resilient under pressure. Silicon Valley often highlights the role of visionary leaders. How does the guidance of a guru in spiritual traditions relate to visionary entrepreneurship? A guru provides clarity, wisdom, and a steady anchor amid uncertainty. Visionary founders often face doubts and ego traps. A spiritual guide helps maintain balance, encourages humility, and nurtures inner growth, ensuring vision aligns with the ethical and practical realities. This mentorship mirrors how startup founders benefit from experienced advisors who keep them grounded. How can Padma Sadhana deepen a founder's intuition and decision making capabilities in fast moving tech environments? Padma Sadhana energizes subtle chakras linked to intuition and mental clarity. Founders face rapid decisions with incomplete data, where gut feelings often guide choices. This practice strengthens intuitive faculties, enabling leaders to discern the best paths with greater confidence and less second guessing, improving strategic agility. How do Upanayana and Sandhya Vandanam rituals instill a disciplined routine that benefits startup founders juggling multiple responsibilities? Both rituals emphasize structure, daily practice, and mindfulness. Startups demand intense multitasking and time management. Incorporating these rituals helps founders develop discipline and mental clarity, essential for prioritizing tasks and avoiding burnout. This daily structure also fosters mental peace amid chaos. The show often depicts intense ego clashes. How can Sudarshan Kriya help individuals regulate ego driven behavior? Sudarshan Kriya balances emotions and calms reactive tendencies. Ego clashes arise from stress and insecurity. Regular practice reduces impulsivity, enhances self awareness, and fosters empathy. Founders practicing it can manage conflicts constructively, turning competition into collaboration rather than destructive rivalry. How do homas and pujas create a supportive spiritual atmosphere for innovation and teamwork? Homas invoke divine energies that clear negativity and foster positivity. A spiritually charged environment uplifts moods and creative flow. Teams experience enhanced synergy, trust, and openness, essential ingredients for innovative breakthroughs, as often needed in Silicon Valley storylines. How does chanting the Gayatri Mantra foster mental clarity amidst the complex problem solving depicted in the series? The Gayatri Mantra illuminates the intellect and purifies thought processes. Founders face multifaceted challenges. Chanting aligns brain waves, reducing mental noise and sharpening focus, enabling deeper analytical insights and innovative solutions. How does the Agni-Karyam ritual symbolize transformation relevant to startups pivoting or scaling? Agni-Karyam's sacred fire symbolizes purification and renewal. Startups often pivot dramatically, shedding old models for new ones. This ritual encourages embracing change courageously with faith in transformations as positive power, fostering adaptability and renewed energy. How do practices like Shakti Kriya Yoga enhance physical stamina and mental endurance during intense product development cycles? Shakti Kriya Yoga harmonizes breath and body movement, boosting energy and reducing stress during crunch times. Founders face fatigue and pressure. This practice revitalizes both body and mind, supporting sustained focus, creativity, and effective leadership. What lessons can startup founders draw from the guru disciple relationship when building their leadership style? The guru disciple bond teaches trust, humility, and openness to learning. Founders should embrace mentorship, remain open to feedback, and cultivate inner growth beyond external success. This spiritual model encourages servant leadership that prioritizes team and societal welfare. How can the practice of Trikalsandha help founders manage the unpredictable timing and intense workload seen in Silicon Valley? Trikalsandha aligns practitioners with morning, noon, and evening cosmic rhythms. This synchronization brings internal balance despite external chaos, helping founders maintain energy and mental clarity through unpredictable schedules. In the show, Richard often loses track of time during stressful moments. This practice would foster steadiness and prevent burnout. How do the spiritual value of seva or selfless service influence startup culture as depicted in the series? Seva cultivates humility and community orientation. Startups risk becoming profit driven bubbles. Integrating seva encourages founders to design products that genuinely serve society, enhancing purpose and long term impact. This aligns with Gurudev's vision of success measured by contribution, not just revenue. Silicon Valley characters frequently struggle with trust issues. How do pujas and group satsangs promote trust and harmony? Group pujas and satsangs generate collective positivity and reduce distrust. They create a sacred space for shared intentions and openness. Teams experiencing these spiritual gatherings develop empathy and transparency, crucial for trust building in high stakes environments. How does mantra chanting support stress reduction during investor negotiations and boardroom battles? Mantra chanting calms the nervous system and centers attention. Investor meetings often trigger anxiety and defensiveness. Chanting before and during breaks can help founders stay composed and articulate, improving persuasion and rapport with stakeholders. How do rituals like Upanayana inspire commitment to ethical leadership and personal accountability? Upanayana symbolizes entry into disciplined study and moral responsibility. Founders who internalize this spirit approach leadership with integrity and accountability, crucial for navigating ethical dilemmas in competitive business landscapes. How can Guru Puja deepen self awareness to counteract the blind spots shown in Silicon Valley's entrepreneurial hubris? Guru Puja cultivates surrender and introspection. Ego often blinds leaders to flaws and feedback, as seen in the show. This ritual humbles the mind, opening it to guidance and self correction, essential for personal and organizational growth. How does practicing Padma Sadhana support emotional resilience amidst repeated startup setbacks? Padma Sadhana energizes the heart and mind chakras, building emotional strength. Founders like Richard face multiple failures. This practice equips them with inner steadiness, enabling them to recover swiftly without losing motivation. How do Agnikaryam and Homa symbolically prepare founders to burn limiting beliefs and embrace transformation? Fire rituals symbolize purification and renewal. Startups must discard outdated ideas and embrace innovation. Agni Karyam fosters this transformative courage, reinforcing the mindset to release fear and embrace change. How can the discipline of Sandhya Vandanam enhance founders' ability to stay centered during crisis? Sandhya Vandanam cultivates mindfulness and routine in crisis moments. This discipline helps calm reactive impulses, allowing founders to act with clarity and calmness rather than panic. How does Sudarshan Kriya help maintain mental clarity during the constant pivoting scene in tech startups? Sudarshan Kriya regulates breath and energy, reducing mental fatigue. Constant pivoting causes stress and confusion. This practice renews focus, allowing founders to assess new directions clearly and make confident decisions. In Silicon Valley, egos often clash, leading to conflicts. How can Sudarshan Kriya help founders manage ego and improve team dynamics? Sudarshan Kriya harmonizes the breath and calms the mind, reducing stress-induced reactivity that fuels ego conflicts. In Silicon Valley, characters like Ehrlich and Gavin often let ego driven battles derail progress. Regular practice helps founders become aware of ego's impulses, promoting patience and empathy. This inner calm enables more constructive communication, conflict resolution, and collaborative problem solving, crucial for a cohesive startup environment. By cultivating emotional balance, founders can navigate past struggles with grace. fostering an atmosphere where innovation thrives beyond personal rivalries. How does the discipline of OpenAIM reflect in a startup founder's commitment to learning and ethical responsibility? OpenAIM initiates one into disciplined study and ethical living, symbolizing readiness to absorb wisdom and uphold dharma. For founders, this translates to embracing continuous learning and ethical responsibility amid business pressures, much like Richards and his team's struggles balancing ambition with integrity. This ritual teaches respect for knowledge and responsibility towards society, reminding entrepreneurs that success is not only financial but also moral. It fosters humility and accountability, essential qualities for leaders who influence their teams and communities, ensuring their innovations contribute positively without compromising core values. In what way can chanting mantras like Gayatri Japa aid founders during high pressure moments such as pitching to investors? Chanting the Gayatri mantra uplifts the intellect and instills mental clarity, purifying thoughts and calming anxieties. When founders face investor pitches, scenes filled with tension in Silicon Valley, mantra chanting serves as a grounding tool, centering the mind and boosting confidence. It balances emotional fluctuations, enhancing focus and presence. This mental composure allows founders to communicate their vision more clearly, connect authentically, and respond calmly to questions or criticism, increasing their chances of success. The practice also reinforces inner strength, enabling resilience in the face of uncertain outcomes. How do pujas and homas create a spiritually conducive environment that supports innovation and collaboration in startups? Pujas and homas invoke divine energies that cleanse negativity and promote positivity, essential in the high stress startup ecosystem. In Silicon Valley, teams often grapple with distrust and competition. These rituals foster collective harmony, elevating group consciousness by regularly performing such ceremonies. Startups create a supportive, energetic space where creativity flows more freely and interpersonal bonds deepen. The shared spiritual experience unites diverse personalities, encouraging openness and mutual respect. This atmosphere nurtures collaborative problem solving and sustained innovation, highlighting the power of sacred rituals in transforming workplace dynamics beyond the material realm. Silicon Valley highlights rapid pivots and adaptability. How can Agni Karyam symbolize and support this transformational process for founders? Agni Karyam, the sacred fire ritual, symbolizes purification and renewal, mirroring the transformative pivots startups undergo. Founders often need to burn away old ideas or attachments, a process fraught with emotional and strategic challenges shown vividly in the series. Performing Agnikaram reinforces courage and detachment, empowering founders to let go of failures and outdated models with faith in new beginnings. This ritual aligns inner resolve with external action, enabling entrepreneurs to embrace change without fear. It cultivates resilience and spiritual strength, key for navigating the uncertainties and upheavals inherent in innovation driven ventures. How does Guru Puja influence a founder's journey toward humility and openness to mentorship? Guru Puja embodies reverence and surrender to wisdom beyond oneself, fostering humility and receptivity. Founders often struggle with ego and resistance to advice, as shown by Richard and his peers. This ritual softens pride, encouraging an attitude of lifelong learning and respect for guidance. It opens the heart and mind to constructive feedback, accelerating personal and professional growth. Embracing Guru Puja cultivates trust in the mentor mentee relationship, which is vital for overcoming blind spots and evolving leadership skills. This spiritual surrender balances ambition with wisdom, ensuring sustainable and ethical success. Jai Gurudev.